live, local, and talking about the teams that matter to you. This is Talkin Sports with Jim Shovlin on Fort Wayne Sports Station, 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM. Brought to you by McMahon's Best One Tire and Auto Care.
Good morning and welcome to Talkin Sports. Along with DC Hendricks, I'm Jim Shovlin. Thanks for tuning in as we're talking local sports of all sorts until the top of the hour at 10 o'clock. If you have a question, comment, rant, opinion, etc., hey, do so via the text line powered by Summit Choice Credit Union, and we will get that on the air for you. We'll take a look at it. That number is 260-447-8500. That's 260-447-8500. And let's see what's on your mind this Memorial Day weekend. So a lot to talk about this morning. We've got guests. We've got Mike McCaffrey will be joining us this morning. We're going to recap the University of St. Francis Cougars athletic seasons, fall, winter, spring, and a lot to talk about there already. We're going to be talking to Mike Nutter at the bottom of the hour, and the Tincaps had one of those games that if you love baseball, you're going to love this. And then we're going to talk to Shane Albahrani from Kansas City after the Mavericks took a 1-0 lead in the Western Conference Finals of the ECHL Kelly Cup playoffs in beating the K's. But, hey, here's hope. Game 2 is on the schedule. So, and then back to Fort Wayne. We'll talk to Shane all about that, all the logistics and everything, just a little bit later on in the show. But a lot of good stuff going on. As we talked last week, it is today now. Wildcat League registration starts today at the Wildcat sites for ages 6 through 15. And you can also register. If you can't make it today, you can make it on May 30th, or you can register at any of the sites and just come in during the season. Also, it's maximum $10 registration fee. That's if you need a new hat or you need a shirt, because they do require a Wildcat T-shirt and a Wildcat hat to play. You can play without one if necessary, but you might have to bat down in the order, maybe. Who knows? But anyway, what a great deal. And these ladies and gentlemen teach the game of baseball the way it was meant to be taught, and that's to have fun and nurture a love of the game of baseball. So if you have questions, give them a call. Area code 260-456-5821. That's 456-5821. And who knows, maybe the president, Dean Dorfler, will answer the phone. Or if not Dean, maybe the GOAT, Jack Masucci. He'll have to put down his newspaper and answer the phone, but he'll do it for you. He will. Oh, these guys are just incredible. And they've all put decades. Gary Rogers, Mark Mugg, Mark Coos, and I'm always missing people that need accolades for their work with the Wildcat program. So anyway, that takes place today and next Saturday as well at the Wildcat sites, of which there are, I believe, 11 around town. Fort Wayne Tincaps winners over the Dayton Dragons last night in walk-off fashion by a score of 3-2. Jack Costello hits a 3-run bomb to left field to end it and get showered with his teammates, whatever they had in their hands. So that was pretty cool. And of course, as we said, the Fort Wayne Komets were beaten last night by the KC Mavericks, the Kansas City Mavericks. Their Game 2 ready tonight. 7:05 is their time. I believe I don't know if it's 7:05 local. We'll ask Shane. And then, of course, back at the Coliseum Monday and Tuesday for games 3 and 4. So, get out to the Coliseum, wear orange and black, and cheer on your Komets against the KC Mavericks. And also the Fort Wayne FC is on the road tonight at the Athletic Club in Boise. That's a 9 p.m. start. And then on May 30th, that will be next Saturday, they are home at Ruoff Mortgage Field. They play AV Alta FC at 7:30. So head on out there and get a glimpse of the brand new stadium in Fort Wayne. So, DC, you ever been to the Indy 500?
No.
Ever been to the time trials or anything like that?
Nope.
Okay. You need to get down there at some point. Being from the state of Indiana, and if nothing else, take a tour. If you're down in the Indy area, go to the Speedway, take a tour. Those are cool. Go to the museum. It's really awesome, and they give you so much information. But
see, I was told what would be more my style is Carb Day.
Carb Day.
That's what I've been told.
Carb Day is what? Yeah, that's very interesting. It used to be time trials, and getting the pole position. I can remember as a little kid in like 1970, going down there on a bus. My father worked for General Telephone Company, and they used to sponsor a bus trip down there to Indy for the first day of time trials, and that's when you would win the pole. But, I mean, that was the year after Mario Andretti won the 500, and just about every other billboard, once you got into Marion County, was Andretti driven, and no pun intended, but that was great. But I've been to a few 500s in my time, but I enjoy. I would go out, I'd do a little bit of yard work because that's what my dad and I did for race day. We'd go out and do a little bit of yard work, edge the sidewalk or do something. Then we'd come in, get cleaned up, and then we'd sit and watch the race. And then usually fall asleep in the middle because it's 500 miles. I mean,
right.
But that to me is a great memory. So, we used to do that, and it was a tradition that I still maintain to this day. That's falling asleep on the couch during the race. But, it was great. But right now, hey, if somebody wants to come over and pull all my weeds, hey, give me a text on the on the text line, the Goodwill Industries of Northeast Indiana text line.
Yeah.
Come over and pull my weeds. They're getting big. But and it's because I can't yet bend over with my little healing process.
Yeah.
And so.
But you've already been told to sit down, so don't do it.
Yeah. And so not only that, it's don't bend over, don't reach. And so I said, but these weeds, they're driving me nuts. But I get driven nuts by the weirdest things. But anyway, that is what's going on. But yes, the text line is open. The Goodwill Industries of Northeast Indiana text line is open for you. And
I'll be out at the Coliseum today.
You will? What are you doing there?
Yeah, tonight we got Saturday night main event, a PLE from WWE coming right here to Fort Wayne, and that's where I'll be.
Okay, well, and what are you going there as a spectator, or you working?
Both.
Okay.
Both, yes.
Well, that sounds like fun for you.
I'm very excited, very excited. We don't it's been since I was 2 years old since we've had pay-per-view here from that company, so.
Okay.
It was 1992.
Very good.
So, long time.
Very good. And you've also, I listened to the shortened version of your podcast, the 260 Dugout podcast, and there were several members that have been nominated for the Northeast Indiana Baseball Association Dick Crumback High School Player of the Year that is given to a senior baseball player each and every year. And, it's a fairly new award. I think we're in our 6th year of giving it out. But, some of the past recipients include most recently Brandon Logan of Snyder and now of Notre Dame. Grant Besser from South Adams High School, and I remember reading off his stats, and it sounded like somebody playing a video game on rookie status, and the stats were just, it's like, no, I don't know if I can believe this, but Coach Buckingham said, yeah, it's true.
Wow.
And, of course, Grant Besser is now a member of the Savannah Bananas.
That's right.
Curtis Matheson, who went to IU after he graduated from Homestead, is now playing minor league baseball. He's another former winner as well. So, I mean, there's just so many other, winners. And Dick Crumback, I mean, the award is the Dick Crumback High School Baseball Player of the Year. And Dick Crumback, if you knew him or even heard about him, gave more to the game of baseball than just about anybody I know. Starting in the mid-'70s, when his son Russ was a Pony League baseball player. He started out by sponsoring teams and helping coach, to becoming a coach and still sponsoring. He sponsored when he owned Crumback Simons Chevrolet and then later Crumback Chevrolet, and then pretty much ran the Baseball Federation from his offices at Crumback Chevrolet. And just if back in the day, if Red Carrington and his gigantic car weren't there at a game with his folding chair watching, Dick Crumback was there. So it was just a lot of fun. And just what he gave to the game of baseball is so worthy of his name being on this honor for the High School Player of the Year. But tell us a little bit more, because you've got some more baseball names coming up on your 260 Dugout podcast.
Yeah, so I was able to talk to every single finalist that the NEIBA named as the finalist for the award. So I talked to all of them. Some of them except for the second time or third time. I think Greg Stockwell's been on a couple of times. He was on a media day, but so I talked to every finalist just to, highlight them, talk about their stats, talk about their season. And then, so that episode is out, the full episode. If you were listening about an hour ago, that was a syndicated version, obviously, because there was only like 3 players that were played on the radio. So the full version is available on Apple, Google Play, Spotify, and everywhere you get your podcast. Just search 260 Dugout. And then coming up either tomorrow or Monday, depends. I have a birthday party tomorrow to celebrate for my youngest daughter. But yeah, shout out to her. Not listening. She's too young. But
well, we don't curse or anything.
No, but I shouted her out like she could have been listening or something. That's not possible.
Okay.
So coming up either tomorrow or Monday, I'm going to have head coach Jason Garrett for Bishop Dwenger. He's going to be coming on. I haven't got to talk to him yet. And obviously they won the SAC, Bishop Dwenger. So excited to talk to him. And then Huntington North coach Nolan Brimberry won the NE8. So I was able to talk to him as well. So that'll be out either tomorrow or Monday.
Now, and you're going to the SAC banquet on Tuesday?
I am.
Okay, you will see Bishop Dwenger's
right.
Full team and coaching staff.
Let's go.
There at the Wildcat.
And then I'll be going to Canterbury Heritage. It will be the final regular season game for Coach Lehrman.
Yeah. Wow. What a long career Coach Lehrman's had at Heritage. And so many players that have come through there and excelled. And my gosh, that is where my junior or senior year we played at Heritage. And back then, they didn't have outfield fences. Okay, so our left fielder and center fielder, because the woods backed up, field and center field had woods, right field did not. So our left fielder and center fielder carried game baseballs in their back pockets just in case somebody would jack one into the woods. And I was pitching, so that chance was elevated a little bit. So somebody did. Somebody jacked one. It might have been like Howard Fallsticker. Well, it was probably Randy Heisner. But anyway, let's say hypothetically it was Randy. Randy Heisner hits a bomb, and you had to run him out anyway. So hits one into the woods, and Jeff Moeller, our center fielder, runs about 3 steps into the woods, pulls a baseball out of his pocket, and throws it in. We held him to a double. They went crazy. But the umpires, it was the kind of ball that we were using, and they didn't see him do it. and I'm now confessing that may have happened and may not have. I'm qualified now.
Now confessing? How long ago was that?
Yeah, that's 50, but, 50 plus. But, it's just things that people did.
Yeah.
So, anyway. Well, hey, before we go to break, I want to tell you about my friends at Culligan. Oh, my goodness, our reverse osmosis drinking water system. And by the way, Diane swears by it for the animals. She's got a water bowl for all the animals, all 4 animals we've got, and found most of the water on the floor this morning because there must have been a cat tussle overnight. But I knew it was pristine drinking water, so you could have drank right off the floor because we have the reverse osmosis drinking water system, and it just attaches. There's a little tank underneath your sink, and you turn your cold water on, and then you press this little button that they provide for you, and boom, your water pressure changes just a little, just enough that you notice it, and then your water is bottled water quality. Culligan bottled water quality. It is wonderful. And you can buy these systems from Culligan, or you can rent them, and you can rent to own. So give them a call today, 484-8668. That's 484-8668. Give your people Culligan water. We'll be right back with Mike McCaffrey. You're listening to Talkin Sports on 1380 The Fan, 100.9 FM.
Goodwill Industries of Northeast Indiana is a proud sponsor of Talkin Sports. If you like great deals, today is your day. Goodwill is holding a 50% off sale today in all 8 of their Northeast Indiana stores. Apparel, houseware items, books, CDs, collectibles, all at 50% off today from 10 to 6. You can shop and save big all in one trip. Goodwill empowers and prepares people for independence through training, personal growth, and work. You help support the Goodwill mission by shopping in any of our 8 stores today, and you save 50% on your entire transaction. Some exclusions apply. Go to www.fwgoodwill.org to find out more about Goodwill Industries of Northeast Indiana.
Hello, I'm Ozempic.
And I'm other GLP-1s, kind of like him. Ozempic, you redid your jingle?
Thanks for noticing. Catchy, right?
No.
Okay, then. Well, ask your doctor about which FDA-approved uses of me, the Ozempic pen, may be right for you. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and learn more about Ozempic semaglutide injection, 2 milligrams. Only Novo Nordisk makes FDA-approved Ozempic.
There's only one Ozempic.
I told you it was catchy.
Hey, Mom, now that I have an after-school job, I think I want to buy a drum kit.
Okay, Rockstar. Let's look at your account.
When kids start making money, Chase has easy-to-use tools and expert bankers to help them learn how to manage it.
And next month, I'll buy the bass drum and the cymbals. Oh, and maybe some noise-canceling headphones for you.
Aw, you've thought of everything.
Help kids save, budget, and build financial independence, all with Chase. That's good for kids and good for parents. Visit your local Chase branch and get started.
Accounts subject to approval. J.P. Morgan Chase Bank and a member FDIC.
Well formed by Genesis Products, located at 2701 Coliseum Boulevard South, Suite 1286 in Fort Wayne, is hiring right now for multiple manufacturing operator positions. This isn't just a job, it's a chance to grow with a company that rewards hard work from day one. You'll get full benefits starting immediately. Medical, dental, vision, 401k, paid time off, and access to a free clinic. You'll also get a $1,000 sign-on bonus and weekly performance bonuses. They're hiring for first shift with stability on hours and a team environment where your growth matters. Whether you're starting a new path or bringing experience to the table, Genesis Products wants to help you build something better. They believe in rewarding talent, promoting from within, and creating long-term opportunities. Don't miss the chance to join a company that invests in you from the start. Pay ranges from $18 to $30 per hour, depending on experience level. The more skills you bring to the table, the better. Apply now at work@gp.com. That's work@gp.com. Again, apply now at work@gp.com. Work@gp.com.
Oh, Daniel Auto Group's doing it again. This time it's even bigger than ever before. The Memorial Day Super Sale. No, it doesn't happen on Memorial Day. Oh, Daniel will be closed all weekend to allow our employees to honor the sacrifices our country has made to ensure our freedom. That means the Friday before and the Tuesday after Memorial Day will be our legendary Super Sale at every O'Daniel location. For 2 days only, 22 big hours of savings. Nothing held back. Don't buy anything anywhere without checking here first. No hassles, an unbelievable selection, and simply the best deals in town. Sale prices posted on every vehicle. 22 huge hours of savings the Friday before and the Tuesday after Memorial Day at every O'Daniel location. O'Daniel Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram on Illinois Road. O'Daniel Automart Mazda on Illinois Road. Audi Fort Wayne, Porsche Fort Wayne, and O'Daniel Ford in New Haven. Or shop online anytime at o'danielauto.com. Sale ends this Tuesday when the last customer is served. Because this is a 2-day only sale, pricing on our websites may not reflect the actual savings posted on the vehicles Tuesday for our legendary 2-day super sale.
Now on My Deals Fort Wayne, Coterie Pizza. Coterie Pizza, where friends and flavors meet. Enjoy their unique and classic pizzas from an Italian stone oven with a self-pour beer wall and plenty of seating. Certificates are limited. Head over to MyDealsFortWayne.com to claim your deal today. Now on My Deals Fort Wayne, Coterie Pizza. Coterie Pizza, where friends and flavors meet. Enjoy their unique and classic pizzas from an Italian stone oven with a self-pour beer wall and plenty of seating. Certificates are limited. Head over to MyDealsFortWayne.com to claim your deal today.
Now back to Talkin Sports with Jim Shovlin on Fort Wayne Sports Station, 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM.
Welcome back to Talkin Sports. Along with DC Hendricks, I'm Jim Shovlin. Thanks for tuning in as we're talking local sports of all sorts until the top of the hour at 10 o'clock. If you have a question, comment, suggestion, etc., hey, do so via the Goodwill Industries of Northeast Indiana text line at 260-447-8500, and we'll see about getting it on the air for you, especially if you've got a question for Mike McCaffrey, Athletic Director and VP of Student Life at the University of St. Francis, because he is on the Summit Choice Credit Union phone line. How about that? Mike, good morning, sir.
Good morning, Jimmy. How are you, buddy?
I am great this morning, and didn't get a chance to talk to you last week, but let's recap a very active and very successful athletic season at the University of St. Francis in 2025 and 2026, starting with the fall. And let's talk football. And Adam Sherman, right out of the gate, takes his Cougar team right to the NAIA playoffs.
Yeah, certainly a fun year. Go back to the fall, and obviously Coach Sherman taking over the summer and getting his first season as the head coach. Our former alum and All-American was able to get in and get our first postseason win in quite some time over Evangel at home, and then able to go down and take on who eventually the champs in Grandview. Didn't get the result we wanted out in Grandview. It was quite a memorable trip with some snowstorms and buses getting stuck and 11-hour journeys back and forth and Thanksgiving weekend and all that fun stuff that went into it. But, yeah, I mean, super proud of that team. And Josh Kolka we're going to miss, and Crosley McKeechin and some of our seniors that graduated and moved on to better things, and some in professional careers, some going on and getting a job and all those kinds of things. But it was a fun year. It was great to get the excitement back at Darcy and host a playoff game for the first time in a long time. So excited for where they're going to go. I know he's rebuilding and got a lot of guys in at the January transfer break, and then a bunch of high school kids that are coming in. And I know DC's probably got ratings on most of the local high school guys we've got coming in from around the area. But yeah, we're gonna load up and try to keep this thing rolling and try to take that next step.
Well, and as far as, like I said, with football, the schedule being out and just all the, the excitement now, and, with Coach Sherman coming back now he's well prepared anyway, and it should be a lot of fun. It looks like 5 home games on the football schedule this coming fall.
Yeah, yep, 5. Well, homecoming, I believe, October 4th. October 2nd, 4th, whatever that first Saturday is, will be homecoming. I think we start with a couple on the road, and then our first home game is a night game against Marion, who's not in our division anymore, but still in the MSFA, so they're on the other side of the conference in the mid-east. We're in the Midwest, they're in the Mid-East, so non-conference game to start it off, but a familiar foe in a night game that should kick off the home season pretty exciting. I'm
already excited for this season to start. So, and then moving on to let's say the winter sports too, to highlight that. Jeremy Henney and the women's basketball team, and it's not a senior laden team either, but my goodness, they turned the conference on its ear this year.
Yeah, once the football season ended, it kind of became the season of the females here at St. Francis to kind of run us through winter and spring. Obviously, the women's basketball team making it to the Elite Eight was one of the highlights. Able to get out to Sioux City for the first time since it's merged into one division and get a win. Ended up beating Hastings in the first round and then turned around and lost to Dordt, who ended up playing in the championship game against Marion. So only 5 losses on the season, obviously, is tremendous. To host our second straight opening round for the NAIA was big. To be able to finish it off this year and get that win at home was awesome for our fans and for our team. And then to go experience what Sioux City's all about. So like you said, not a lot of bodies losing this year. We lose Julia Mansilla, who was obviously a really good senior for us, and Abby Stoddard, who came in and played pretty sparingly, was injured the last couple of years, but those are the only 2 that we lose. So we've got Callie Gregory, who's as good as anybody in the country, and I think we saw that out in Sioux City when she went on a run against Hastings and kind of carried us on her back for the last 5 minutes and put everyone in the country on notice, ended up getting her an All-American nod. So, yeah, a lot of people coming back. I know Coach Henney's got a few coming in, one that was with us but hurt all year that I know he's counting on. So don't expect many steps back with the women's basketball team, but it's going to get crazy in the Crossroads League as always. You've got Marion now, the defending champs. Indiana Wesleyan, who brought in maybe one of the most crazy NAIA classes I've seen with girls from Indiana that have committed there, with Vanessa Rossworm from Norwell and a couple girls from Homestead and one that was committed to Butler that's now going to go to Indiana Wesleyan. So it's going to be another battle in the Crossroads, but we know if we finish in the top 2 or 3 of our conference, we're probably in the top 10 or 15 in the country. So kudos to Coach Henney, Lazier, Austin Caudell, his staff, Dave Posey. The 4 of them do a fantastic job.
And, of course, men's basketball in a transition year with Coach Conley, and things will be looking up in the future.
Yeah, I mean, finished strong on the second half of the schedule, won 5 out of 9 to finish the season, which for Coach Conley to come in when he did and to get these guys to get those big victories down the stretch, pulled some upsets at Huntington and a couple others that maybe people didn't think we were in a position to win. So he's got a huge class coming in. He's bringing in a bunch of Indiana kids that he knows, and I'm excited for where he's going to take this thing and how he's going to get it rolling here this next year. We definitely expect to kind of climb a little bit this year from where we were, finished 7th in the conference, which we were picked to finish 9th. So overachieved for whatever that was worth during this past season. But just trying to get some of the guys back. Some guys will probably enter the transfer portal and all that fun stuff that you deal with in men's basketball these days. But pumped up for Coach Conley and what he's going to be able to do here in year 2.
We're talking this morning with Mike McCaffrey, Athletic Director and VP of Student Life at the University of St. Francis, in our weekly Cougar Chat. And, Mike, let's head on over to the spring. And as you alluded to just a little bit ago, it became the women that were carrying the athletic department with just booming success. And we got to talk about Ryan Boland's softball team with 37 wins on the season against just 13 losses, a conference record at 29-7, went to the NAIA national tournament. And Abby Robakowski, talk a little bit about her. My goodness, from an individual perspective, she's kind of like the Alex Ebatino of the softball team.
Nice reference, like that one. She's a stud. Led the nation in home runs. Every time we needed a big hit, it seemed like she came up with it. Put her in that spot of the lineup between kind of Peyton Iliff and Haley Schott, and then you've got Macy Dowd in there, but. Huge season, obviously record-setting season, unprecedented. The fun part about making the opening run and then they send you all the way out to Oregon, which logistically was fun to try to organize in a couple days. And hats off to Coach Boland for pulling that off, and Kelsey Pasalia for helping him out with all the logistics and things on the road. But huge season for them. Coach of the Year and Coach Boland. Again, not losing a whole lot. We lose Macy Dowd and one other senior from the starting lineup, but other than that, everybody's coming back. So another team that went out, got some experience, and now hopes to take that and turn that into some success in the postseason. I know Coach Bolin was when I talked to him after, he was very confident that, we can play with anybody. And you see Southern Oregon in the National World Series, and then you see Marion and Indiana Wesleyan also made it to the World Series out of their opening round, and we know we can beat them because we did it. So kind of a, double-edged sword, happy to make it, but then really felt like we had a really good opportunity to go out and win, and kind of blew the first game that we were out there up 4-1 in the fifth, and ended up letting them come back, and then we win the elimination game and then turn around and lose to Dort later in the afternoon on that second day. So just didn't get the defense and the timely hits that we needed out there, but it's a huge season. Abby's should be an All-American when they announce them. She better be an All-American when they announce it. But, again, great season, but a lot to build on and a lot to come back with next year, and I know their sights are set pretty high.
Mike, we had a text that came in, actually on my own personal phone here, that asked, not on the text line, by golly, but are season tickets available for football?
They should be available probably beginning of June. We just got the schedule put out and put on the website, and then we'll post the season ticket link, have the schedule up. You can get your individual tickets, or we do a discount if you buy them for all 5 games. So probably sometime in the next 2 weeks, we'll have the tickets up online ready for people to purchase. Okay,
there we go. Well, Mike, it's been a pleasure. My gosh, let's see. This is probably about our 17th. Is that possible? Our 17th
I'm
year?
in my 19th year at USF. I was the AD for 15, and we may have started when I was the assistant AD in year 3 of that. So, yeah, we're on this is our 17th, finishing up year 16, going into 17 maybe.
My gosh. Okay, you said going into 17, so you come back next in August, right?
Okay, as long as you'll have me, man, I'm in.
You're in. Thank you so much. Awesome. But yeah, thank you for taking time out of your Saturday to inform, and sometimes we entertain too, the listeners here. And hopefully, we got some additional fans of University of St. Francis Cougar Athletics out of the deal too. So thank you so much. Enjoy your summer. Let us know if news warrants, and we'll get you right back on throughout the summer months. And enjoy. And like you said earlier when I asked, your feet won't be propped up on the desk waiting for the students to come back. You'll be kind of busy anyway.
Yes, sir, I will, and appreciate you as always, and the love you give to St. Francis, and this opportunity to be on Saturdays with you is tremendous. And, yeah, let's just get to a lot of fans who maybe just want to keep posted on what's going on over on Spring Street. So appreciate all you do, my man. I am blessed to be with you every single Saturday, and hope to continue it as long as we can.
Thank you very much, Mike. Have a great summer.
Thank you too, brother. Take it easy. All
right. That was Mike McCaffrey, athletic director and VP of student life at the University of St. Francis, in our last Cougar chat for the spring. And he will be back, as he said, in August. So good for that. We're going to go ahead, step out, take a break. And then when we come back, we're going to be talking with Mike Nutter, president and GM of the Fort Wayne Tincaps, in our weekly Tincaps chat. And boy, is there excitement at Parkview Field this weekend against the Dayton Dragons, actually. A team that's been kind of a nemesis of the Tincaps over the years. But the last couple of nights, well, we'll let Mike tell you about it. We'll be right back with more. You're listening to Talkin Sports on 1380 The Fan, 100.9 FM.
Cars today, they are basically spaceships on wheels. Hey, it's KB here for WOWO. I mean, seriously, between lane assist, blind spot monitoring, adaptive cruise control, backup cameras, I mean, your vehicle's loaded with technology most of us don't even think about until something stops working. Cue up Kelly Auto Body. After an accident, fixing a dent is only half the job. The real challenge? Recalibrating all of those sensors and safety systems so your vehicle performs the way it was designed to. If a sensor is even slightly off, it can affect all of it. And most body shops actually send that kind of calibration work somewhere else because they don't have the specialized equipment, lighting, level floors, or factory certifications to do it in-house. But Kelly Auto Body does. In fact, they're now officially certified for Toyota, which is huge. That means factory-trained technicians, ongoing education, OEM parts, and repairs done to manufacturer specifications. Kelly Auto Body. Visit kellyautobody.com to learn more.
Ready to grow your business? Then it's time for Federated Digital Solutions. We create smart, customized digital strategies that boost your brand, drive quality leads, and light up social engagement. Your business isn't cookie cutter, so your marketing shouldn't be either. Get real results with Federated Digital Solutions. Digital marketing that works. Visit us today at federateddigitalsolutions.com. That's federateddigitalsolutions.com.
Perhaps heading to a sporting event. Your tire pressure light comes on, your brakes are squeaking, and your dashboard is lit up like Christmas. Where do you go? McMahon's Best One. McMahon's Best One is your one-stop shop for full automotive service and repair. Whether it's a simple oil change or flat repair, to brakes, alignment, engine diagnostics, and more, McMahon's Best One can fix it all. With 8 service centers in Fort Wayne, New Haven, Lima, Ohio, and Bryan, Ohio, McMahon's Best One is here to accommodate you. Visit us at McMahon'sBestOneTire.com to make an appointment today.
You've probably heard about IndianaUnclaimed.gov. It's not houses, cars, or anything like that. It's actually your money being held by the Indiana Attorney General's Office Unclaimed Property Division. We're talking forgotten wages, old bank accounts, refunds, insurance payouts, stock dividends, and more. Right now, nearly $1 billion is waiting to be claimed by Hoosiers just like you. Find out if some of it is yours. Text CLAIM to 46220 or visit IndianaUnclaimed.gov today. It's fast, free, and easy.
Save big on your landscape project at Menards. We're your destination for concrete landscaping blocks. Whether you're installing a patio or adding a new retaining wall, we have the largest in-stock selection, ready to take home today. Stop in and get our 16-inch brick base, cobblestone, or lake stone patio blocks on sale now through May 25th. Save big on landscape blocks when you shop at Menards, and check out our weekly flyer on Menards.com for all the great deals happening now.
Save big money at Menards.
Thinking about buying a used car? Get the facts before you make an offer or agree to buy. For free. The Indiana Secretary of State's office is helping to protect Hoosier consumers by offering free AutoCheck vehicle history reports. Access reports to check for accidents, true ownership, clear title, liens, odometer rollbacks, recalls, and more. Visit sos.in.gov for your free vehicle report. This message is sponsored by your Indiana Secretary of State.
At the Indy 500, pit crews can change 4 tires in under 10 seconds. At your house, it takes 3 days to decide who's driving with a check engine light on. Before race weekend, it turns into roadside weekend. Bring your vehicle to Yeoman's Auto. From brakes and oil changes to AC repair and diagnostics, Yeoman's delivers fast, dependable service that keeps you moving. No drama, no waiting around, no hoping that weird noise magically fixes itself. Just honest service, quick turnaround, and a team that treats you right. Yeoman Service Center, your hometown pit crew.
It's Dallapalooza 2026 at Silver and Sellers Event Center, starring Gin Blossoms, Better Than Ezra, Lit, Cole Swindell, and more. June 26th and 27th, a massive weekend of live music just 30 minutes from Fort Wayne. Tickets are still available, so get yours now at eventbrite.com.
Now back to Talkin Sports with Jim Shovlin on Fort Wayne Sports Station, 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM.
Welcome back to Talkin Sports. Always let John Fogerty play a little bit when center field's on. Yeah. Anyway, along with DC Hendricks. Say hi, DC.
Good morning. Good morning.
There he is. And I'm Jim Shovlin. So let's get moving along here on the Talkin Sports phone line, powered by Summit Choice Credit Union, because on the Talkin Sports phone line is Fort Wayne Tincaps general manager and president of the team, Mr. Mike Nutter, and he is excited this morning because of a big win last night.
Hey, it's great to be on with you guys.
Oh, my goodness.
Last night was absolutely awesome. You know, we're going at it. Weather was not great. We made the decision to start it, which was the right call. Cash Mayfield continued one of the most dominant runs. Like, listen, I know all the crazy hyperbole, right? But, like, one of the most dominant runs we've ever seen for a Tincaps player. And we've had Max Fried and some other great ones. 5 more scoreless innings last night with 8 strikeouts, only 2 hits. He's now 15 straight scoreless innings. His season ERA, folks, is 1.3. The season batting average against is 100, and his whip is 0.7. but their guy was just as good. He'd been sent down from Double-A, and he posted 6 innings of zeros. And we went to the bottom of the ninth, down 2-0, and just insane. Something Jack Costello stepped to the plate in the situation that so many of us young boys and girls dreamed of in our backyard. 2 outs, bottom of the ninth, 2 guys on, down 2-0, and hit a 3-run homer into the home run porch. Videos all over on social media, on Tincaps and Wayne and everybody else that was there, and it was just absolutely electric. There was only a couple thousand people left that late in the night on a pretty rough night weather-wise, but they sounded like 6,000, and it was absolutely epic and awesome. And I got to see him get the beer shower in the clubhouse after, and just absolutely mobbed. One of those cool things I'll remember for a long time.
You know, Mike, when you mentioned just like as kids we all dream of, you just took me back, because I can remember standing in my backyard where I grew up on Lynn Avenue, and I'd throw a wiffle ball in the air and I'd hit it with my wiffle ball bat. And of course, if it went over the fence, that was Game 7 of the World Series, bases loaded, down by 3, the whole scenario. And oh my gosh, that just gave me chills just thinking about that back in the day when things were simpler and baseball was still the game that we grew to love and still love to this day. But my goodness, and that's what baseball is all about. And it's pardon the expression, but it's a romantic game. You know, you become attached to it. You nurture a love of this game, and it's incredible. And you know, that's why I can be just as set watching a 3-2 game between, let's say, no offense, DC, the Mariners and the Twins.
Hey.
As a Cubs, Cardinals big 14-11 Donnybrook with the wind blowing out at Wrigley. But it's the game, everything involved, the chess match that goes on between managers, and I love small ball. So there. So okay.
Well, Johnny Matthews yelled at me when we were all electric in the clubhouse, and I was walking out, and Johnny yelled, "Nutter, get in here!" And I ran back to his office, and he said, "How about that for run differential?" Tuesday night it's 2-1 in the 7th against a great Dayton team with the biggest catching prospect in baseball, and it gets away. It happens. 2-1 in the 7th became 11-1 at the end of the game. The next night's pretty well documented. It was 5-0 Dayton before people got in their seats with a walk, error, grand slam. We lost that one 21-8. They're 2 losses, and that's what they are. And then you come back the next night, and you're down, and Cunningham hits a homer, and Alex McCoy hits a double, and you win 5-4. And last night, you're dead to rights. But as Justin Leiby says on the replay, that's why you play all 9, and that's why you got to get 27 outs.
Indeed.
And so our run differential this week might be about -20, but it's 2-2 in the series, and we're going to go the next couple days. I will say this for any Reds fans listening. There's a transaction happening today. The Reds are getting a huge prospect. I don't even know the name. The 35th pick in last year's draft, and somebody said, "Do you follow college baseball?" And I said, I'm one of those guys, and I'm pretty busy with the day job, but when Omaha comes around, I try and really get engaged. And they said, good. The guy pitching against you Sunday night was in the College World Series last year, and in one of the games out there struck out 17. I said, well, I hope Mayfield's good tonight, because it was pregame. And so the Reds have got some huge prospects. Duno's the biggest catching prospect in the game. Second biggest is our buddy Cash, Mayfield, Alex McCoy, and others. Sometimes it's the visiting team with Duno and these 2 pitchers that are getting activated today. It's really, really cool. Folks, we're home tonight and tomorrow night with fireworks, 6:35 each night. We don't normally have tickets available when we get into the heart of the summer. There's a couple thousand available each night. You can pick. You want to be an all-star reserved lawn. This mist is going to clear out of here early afternoon. It's going to be a beautiful couple nights for baseball. We hope you'll come out and see this exciting team, because we were out of it and not playing well. And last night's walk-off, 1 game under 500, just a couple games out of second place, and it's just been a lot more fun.
Yes, indeed. And just a game under 500, still competitive, and still anything can happen first half, and then then the slate gets wiped clean, and the second half of baseball starts with two teams that aren't eligible for second half playoff because they already clinched in the first. So
and Lake Elsinor's playing well. They got a couple game lead in first place down there, and so. If my buddy A.J. Preller doesn't trade 10 guys in the minor league system, and I say that tongue-in-cheek because they're so good at the major league level, he's trying to win it all up there. But, again, we're not punting on this first half yet, but we feel like there could be something special happening, especially when it warms up and dries out at that award-winning ballpark.
Oh, yeah. Well, that trading 10 guys, that's never happened before, has it?
No, 12 maybe.
Yeah. All right. Well, big homestand with the Dayton Dragons going on as we speak. So 6:35 tonight, 6:35 tomorrow. Fireworks both nights. And get on out there to Parkview Field. Mike, thank you so much for joining us, and we'll talk to you next Saturday.
Thanks, guys. Have a great week.
All right. That was Mike Nutter, president of Fort Wayne Tincaps, in our weekly Tincaps chat. We're going to go ahead and step out, take a break, and then we're going to call Shane Albahrani, probably wake him up because they're an hour behind us, out in Kansas City, and talk about last night's game against the KC Mavericks in Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals of the ECHL's Kelly Cup Chase. So we'll do that when we return. You're listening to Talkin Sports on 1380 The Fan, 100.9 FM.
We're living through a monetary crime scene, and your IRA or 401k is a key victim. Hi, Dr. Ron Paul here. In 1971, gold was $35 an ounce. After the dollar was cut loose from it, inflation soared. And in just 9 years, gold hit $850. People who diversified into precious metals survived and thrived. Today, we're in a worse position because we face inflation and massive debt. Fortunately, gold is still an option. My trusted friends at Birch Gold Group can help you own gold inside your retirement account without penalties or taxes. Start now by getting a free info kit on gold. Text the word SECURE to 989898. We're facing the same monetary chaos as the 70s with significantly more debt. Get your free info kit from Birch Gold. Just text SECURE to the number 989898.
Goodwill Industries of Northeast Indiana is a proud sponsor of Talkin Sports. If you like great deals, today is your day. Goodwill is holding a 50% off sale today in all 8 of their Northeast Indiana stores. Apparel, houseware items, books, CDs, collectibles, all at 50% off today from 10 to 6. You can shop and save big all in one trip. Goodwill empowers and prepares people for independence through training, personal growth, and work. You help support the Goodwill mission by shopping in any of our 8 stores today, and you save 50% on your entire transaction. Some exclusions apply. Go to www.fwgoodwill.org to find out more about Goodwill Industries of Northeast Indiana.
Running a business is challenging enough without the added stress of uncertain insurance coverage. That's where Hoopy Insurance Services, in partnership with Indiana Farmers Insurance, can help. We take the time to understand the specific needs of your business, allowing us to tailor a coverage plan that's just right for you. Contact us today at 260-486-7488 or visit us online at hupe-insurance.com. Your business deserves more than just insurance. It deserves peace of mind.
At the Indy 500, pit crews can change 4 tires in under 10 seconds. At your house, it takes 3 days to decide who's driving with a check engine light on. Before race weekend, it turns into roadside weekend. Bring your vehicle to Yeoman's Auto. From brakes and oil changes to AC repair and diagnostics, Yeoman's delivers fast, dependable service that keeps you moving. No drama, no waiting around, no hoping that weird noise magically fixes itself. Just honest service, quick turnaround, and a team that treats you right. Yeoman Service Center, your hometown pit crew.
It's Dallapalooza 2026 at Silver and Cellars Event Center, starring Gin Blossoms, Better Than Ezra, Lit, Cole Swindell, and more. June 26th and 27th, a massive weekend of live music just 30 minutes from Fort Wayne. Tickets are still available, so get yours now at eventbrite.com.
Now back to Talkin Sports with Jim Shovlin on Fort Wayne Sports Station, 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM.
Welcome back to Talkin Sports for a Saturday. May 23rd, 2026. That's DC Hendricks. I'm Jim Shovlin. Thanks for tuning in as we're talking local sports of all sorts until the top of the hour at 10 o'clock. It's easy to get a hold of us. You can do so via the Goodwill Industries of Northeast Indiana text line at 260-447-8500. That's 260-447-8500. And let's go to the Talkin Sports phone line, powered by Summit Choice Credit Union, because waiting on there is Mr. Shane Albahrani, play-by-play voice of your Fort Wayne Komets out in the KC area for the Western Conference Finals of the ECHL playoffs. Shane, good morning, sir.
Good morning, Jim.
Well, I'll tell you what, last night in between periods, I told my wife, I said, I'm going upstairs to take a shower and listen to Shane talk.
Wow, that's a little weird. But
the look on her face was told me that as soon as that left my lips. And anyway,
that's how close we are. It's okay.
Well, yeah, I said no. I'm staying with it. That's what I'll be doing. I'll be listening on my phone to Shane Wall. Anyway, yeah. Wow, tough one for the K's last night, but it seems like most of the damage was done in the third period. But they started out. It was kind of like a prize fight, just kind of feeling each other out. It was physical. It was a little chippy. But thank goodness Smerrick at the end of the first period when he went off at 19:59, took somebody with him and got coincidental minor out of the deal, because I thought, oh no, not a second to go in the period, but he was riled up.
Yeah, Kansas City's a very good hockey team.
Yes.
We can't, we got to say that. So the Komets have got to step up to their level. They've won 9 straight now in the playoffs. They've not lost a game in the playoffs. They've not trailed in any game in the playoffs, which is crazy to me. No, it was a feeling out game. I thought the Komets matched them, pretty much for the first 2 periods. In the third period, I think we just ran out of gas. They've been off a week. Komets had to play Tuesday, had to travel the next day. They'll be back out at tonight. Cincinnati, Kansas City wanted to set the tone. They came out very physical. They're a very skilled team, and we matched them there for about 40 minutes. But we'll have to come out tonight. I think scoring the first goal is really important, and no one has done that against them in this tournament. So we play a lot better with leads. So if we can come out tonight, which we will, we're going to press because we have to win this game. It really is a must-win because you win this game, you have home ice advantage now because
yes.
It's next at the Coliseum. So they have to look at this. This is the one you got to win.
Yeah, and you can wrestle home ice advantage with a win tonight, but then you're also the best road team in the league too. So that shouldn't. But yeah. In watching the Mavericks last night, holy cow, yeah, tape-to-tape passing, things like this, and they were, their first goal was a thing of beauty, and my goodness. But, hey, the Komets, we've watched them all season. They're resilient, they're tough, they're gritty, and they will come back tonight. Talk a little bit about the rink there in Kansas City. Tell us if there's any nuances there, either on ice or what's that facility like?
We've been there a lot over the years. I think it's probably over a 20-year-old building now. It's just like Allen's rink. I think it was made by the same builder. I'm on a corner, so it's kind of weird for me because a lot of things all the way on the other end of the rink I can't see. I'm kind of guessing a little bit. Especially when you get down on the near side corners. And it's just a different vantage point. But no, it's a nice facility, maintained very well. No complaints here from Kansas City. So, it was a great crowd last night. I thought I'd gotten rid of all the cowbells when I left Toledo, but they're here as well. So the ears are still ringing a little bit.
We're talking this morning with Shane Albahrani, play-by-play voice of your Fort Wayne Komets. And, when you're playing hockey in May, there's going to be injuries. There's going to be little dings and bruises and such. But are there any significant injuries that we need to know about?
I mean, everybody's playing with something, but I mean, everybody is in really good spirits still. You know, I mean, the guys are very loose coming into the game last night, and you know, they're still loose now. I mean, they still have confidence. You know, they hadn't seen this team since the beginning of January, and I think we were just off a little bit. You know, there was a couple of times if we had crisp passes, you know, we probably would have had more scoring chances. I think we were a little, you know, the adrenaline was flowing. We had about 3 or 4 offside calls early there in the first period where, you know, our timing was just off a little bit. So, you know what, it's game 1. It's a long series. You know, Toledo showed us that you can win 3 in a row and then come back and make it a series. So, you know, we just have to look at this as, hey, we got to win this one, and we're coming home for 3.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, and then the next home game for the Komets will be Monday night, 7:35 at Memorial Coliseum, and of course, tickets still available. Correct?
Absolutely, Monday and Tuesday. So games 3 and 4 at Coliseum, and hopefully we'll have a game 5 the following Sunday.
There we go. Well, Shane, thank you for joining us, and I know you're getting up an hour earlier than usual, and we appreciate that. And go Komets.
All right. Thanks a lot, Jim.
All right. That was Shane Albahrani, play-by-play voice of the Fort Wayne Komets, our weekly Komet Chat. And that's going to do it for Talkin Sports for a Saturday, May 23rd, 2026. Many thanks to Mike McCaffrey, Athletic Director and VP of Student Life at the University of St. Francis. Thanks to Mike Nutter, President of the Fort Wayne Tincaps. And also thank you to Shane Albahrani, the play-by-play voice of the Fort Wayne Komets, for joining us this morning. Thanks to you, the listener, and as always, thanks to DC Hendricks for keeping it all smooth. And you have no idea behind the scenes what he does to keep this all smooth and professional sounding. So we appreciate him immensely. So until next week, have a great Memorial Day weekend. Have a safe Memorial Day weekend. And we'll talk to you, well, the end of May on the 30th. So until next week, have a great week, everybody.
Podcasts by Federated Media.